Greetings, YouTube. I've discussed PragerU in the past, a socially conservative platform for espousing and spreading social conservatism the world over. Misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, just Islamophobia, just every horrible thing about social conservatism that you can imagine. PragerU is pushing that agenda, all while trying to come off as like reasoned thinking, and like we talk to experts and stuff. And whenever I see someone backing a PragerU topic, or they've been hired to speak on behalf of PragerU, it always breaks my heart if it's somebody I happen to like. And the Dirty Jobs guy, whose name escapes me at the moment, he did something for them, and I was so goddamn sad when I saw that, because I really liked him. And then I see him come out of the woodwork to like start espousing socially conservative bullshit. Well, they're extraordinarily stupid on many levels. They have no self-awareness, and they are unaware almost always of the consequences of their own goddamn words, which is weird because, you know, they are a social media platform kind of business. Their goal is to change the minds of others. So you think maybe they'd run their stuff past folks who might catch when they're being absolute idiots. I got one for you. I'm going to run this past you. This is from actual PragerU now. I'm not making this crap up. Young people are enamored with anti-racist rhetoric because they think they are fighting racist systems in America. The truth, capital letters for truth, is they are fighting America itself and the very values the country was founded on. Can anyone spot the target they missed? Can anyone get... How did that get past someone? But yes, to respond to that statement, yes, anti-racist thinking, anti-racist rhetoric is in fact attacking the very foundations of the American imperialist nation. It is. Because we are a nation built upon racism and genocide and misogyny. From the get-go. Remember, before Europeans landed here to create the colonies that became America, the first thing Europeans did when they landed in the Americas, admittedly, in the Caribbean islands, was to enslave, murder, and rape the indigenous people, and then bring some of them back as property to be sold in Europe. The first export was not gold or coffee. It was humans. And when the Europeans came to stay, ones that they succeeded, remember, Jamestown didn't work too well for them, now did it? When they finally landed and were able to stay, what did they do? They spread disease. They stole the grain and the fields from the people who had planted it, who were already here for 15,000 fucking years. And in some cases, they were so ill-prepared because they had believed the propaganda of the people who had convinced them to come to this continent that they dug up the dead and ate them. We are standing, America, on the graveyard of 100 million indigenous people that we helped wipe out. Now, I didn't do it. My ancestors didn't show up here until they went through Ellis Island. but Europeans did it. And I have benefited from it. And all of the horrible things that Europeans did to the people that lived on this continent, and the ones they imported here as slaves, they kidnapped and dragged them across an entire globe to make them slaves here. Those people intended that so that the descendants of white people, just like me, would be better off. So while I did not directly do anything, and my ancestors did not directly involved in the colonization of America, we still benefited from the system established by those colonists. And my family benefited from the fact that the people in their communities that weren't white could not get the good jobs, could not get the homes. There's no goddamn home ownership in my parents' hometown for anyone that wasn't white. So, why aren't we teaching this in school? Oh, that's right! Because of clueless gits like PragerU. They own themselves in this particular little tweet. But the position they're espousing is rife in America. Ignorance, stupidity, hatred, fear. They're terrified if the American people, particularly the American youth, learn the actual history of this goddamn continent. Nothing made up. You don't need to make anything up. The actual history. Not the Pollyanna crap that I learned in school. Go read Lies My Teacher Told Me and Lies Across America. 2 books which will be eye-opening for your average American. Go learn about the truth and the horrors that we have visited upon this continent and the indigenous people who lived here, as well as all the people we dragged here and made slaves. We did horrible things, all in the name of whiteness. And PragerU is just so willing to continue pushing that narrative every goddamn day with every one of their goddamn videos. They're racists and they're bigots and they're vile. They are morally and ethically bankrupt. And the world would be a much better place if their entire goddamn channel were to disappear tomorrow. Because they are just a pipeline to white nationalism. Because they are the pleasant public face of that ideology of white supremacy. So yes, we can get a chuckle out of their cluelessness. And it will become the launching point for many conversations like the one I'm having here. I'm not the first person, I'm sure, talking about this particular tweet right now as I speak. But go out there, folks. Check them out if you want to. See how horrible they really are, and how incredibly clueless they are. But right now, we can have a little chuckle here. We can look at how dumb they are. But don't for a second think that they're not all about white nationalism, because they are. And the youth of America are beginning to realize that the lies their parents have told them were just that. And they need to learn the truth. And the truth is, America is founded on white supremacy, genocide, and slavery.